Thursday, May 4th, 2023. I think it's Dave's birthday today, so happy birthday, Dave.
Happy
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
It's okay, Hank.
Happy birthday, dear Dave. Happy birthday to you. Hey, you
Yeah,
survived
that's pretty
another
good.
year. You survived another year. You're still here.
That's good.
It's also my granddaughter's birthday, but you don't have to sing. She won't hear it. All right, so we'll call the meeting to order. Christie, if you would call the roll.
Trustee Gutierrez,
Here.
Trustee Porter,
Here.
Trustee Kunkel,
Here.
Trustee Priegi,
Here.
Trustee Bancole, and Trustee Husani will be joining us shortly.
Very good. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. We have motion to accept the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
We have motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Porter,
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel,
Yes.
Trustee Priegi,
Yes.
and Trustee Gutierrez.
Yes.
Thank you. Presentations, I have a couple of proclamations. The mental health folks are not here, but I know Lisa will be honored to hear we're proclaiming Mental Health Awareness Month. The Village of Hanover Park recognizes the importance of the overall health and well-being of our families, communities, schools, and businesses. And whereas everyone has experienced times of difficulty and stress in their personal and professional lives, and community understanding and available supports and services can greatly impact a person's ability to handle their stress and move forward. And whereas mental illnesses are real and prevalent in our nation, while fear and discrimination hinder many individuals from seeking the help they need. Preventive efforts and public awareness are effective ways to reduce the stigma of a mental illness and seeking treatment. And whereas promoting mental health and wellness leads to higher overall productivity, better educational outcomes, lower crime rates, stronger economies, and improved quality of life. And whereas every business, school, government agency, healthcare provider, faith-based organization, nonprofit agency, and community member plays a role in our community's mental health needs and has a responsibility to promote mental wellness and support prevention efforts. Whereas receiving the proper treatment can give individuals an increased chance at recovery and proper management of the symptoms of a mental illness. Now therefore I, Rodney Craig, President of the Village of Hanover Park, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2023 as Mental Health Awareness in the Village of Hanover Park. Lisa? Ready, Herb? I said, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Proclamation. Whereas May is National Bike Month. They've got me all excited on this one. We're going to be promoting bicycle awareness and Move with the Mayor initiative.
We're gonna get you out on your bike?
So, yeah. I'll put some air in the tires.
In the leotards. You gotta get you in the leotards and out on the bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let me continue. Whereas May is National Bike Month, promoted by the League of American Bicyclists and celebrated in communities coast to coast. And whereas there are so many ways to celebrate Bike Month with commute during Bike to Work Week, May 15 through 21, biking to coffee or around the block, or riding on May 7th for National Ride a Bike Day. And whereas whether you're riding for fun, fitness, or with family, or taking essential trips to work or shop, you are a part of a movement for safer streets, connected communities, a healthier planet, and happier people. Whereas the bicycle is an economical, healthy, convenient, and environmentally sound form of transportation and an excellent tool for recreation and enjoyment. Whereas creating a bicycle-friendly community has shown to improve citizens' health, well-being, and quality of life, improving traffic safety, supporting student learning outcomes, and reducing pollution, congestion, and wear and tear on our streets and roads. I like that idea. Now, therefore, I, Rodney Craig, President of the Village of Hanover Park, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2023 as Bike Month in the Village of Hanover Park. And Herb, on the 7th, you and I have to get a photo on our bikes together.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And we'll promote that with the assistance of the assistant manager who's celebrating his birthday today.
Village manager rides as well.
Say that?
The village manager rides as well.
Is that right? Oh, yeah. You have to get your bicycle in here. What is the 7th? Sunday. Sunday. Whereas Jewish immigrants of America, ever since the first arrival to our shores in the 16th century, have played an important role in the creation, growth, freedom, prosperity, and strength of the United States of America. And whereas Jewish citizens of Hanover Park play a central role, including by serving in the armed forces of the United States and the Illinois National Guard. And whereas, as an American and as mayor of Hanover Park, I am committed to stand against all forms of hate and bigotry. We are united in our commitment to dignity, compassion, and justice for all residents of Hanover Park. Whereas for nearly 43 years, every Congress has authorized and each President of the United States has declared a period of time each year for the celebration of Jewish culture, history, and contributions to the United States. In 2006, Congress passed a bipartisan resolution calling on state and local governments and the people of the United States to observe a full month in which American Jewish history is celebrated. Since then, every president has proclaimed the month of May to be Jewish American Heritage Month. We are determined to do our part in answering Congress' call to local governments. And whereas anti-Semitism has been rising at an alarming rate in our country, and many of our cities have experienced an increase in anti-Semitic incidents, the resurgence of this ancient hatred is a threat not only to Jewish people but to all of us. By bringing Jewish American Heritage Month to our cities, we offer hope and optimism through the celebration of the vibrant heritage of Jewish Americans who have enriched our country and our communities for hundreds of years. Now therefore, I, Rodney Craig, President of the Village of Hanover Park, do hereby proclaim May as Jewish Heritage Month and call upon all citizens to commensurate this occasion by appropriately celebrating the contributions to our country and the Village of Hanover Park of the Jewish community's history, heritage, and culture. Thank you. That's it?
Thank you.
Thank you. My honor to read that. Tom, did you, Town Hall?
Not tonight, thank you.
Okay. Hank, you have something to say?
Yes, sir.
I see you're on Town Hall. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, and my idea, I only got a question.
Okay.
We can collect the dollar from each guy in the police force. There's like 800,000 police cops in America. That's $800,000 a week that can be applied to pay for a member got killed on the job or off the job. His wife gets the house paid for and no taxes till she passes away. And his kids go to college. If they can pass college, they can go to college if they can get through college. And not only police officers, but firemen, public works, and Public Works police officer, fireman, Public Works. Oh, who's the other one?
The mayor.
That can help too. But, you know, we collect all this money and we apply it to help people. Now, if they don't want to pay the $1 a week, we can pay for the $1 a week, which means that we take care of a bunch of people that they're trying to do the job. And you got to realize, if you're a cop and your life is on the line, you're not going to give it a little bit of extra effort if you're thinking about your family is going to, if you're not working, then it can't get fed. So anyway, what I want to do is I want to find out which way do we start this thing where we can collect the dollar so that people in the service areas, you know, like the guys in the highway too, you know, they get run over, you know, pay the wife and the kids and so somebody taking care of them. Not that we get ourselves to donate money, but we already have a plan which takes care of everybody. Where do we get started?
Thank you, Hank. And I'd like you to make you aware of the 100 Club, which essentially is doing just that. And if you research that a little bit, or if you have time, you can come by my office and we can talk about it, okay?
Sounds good to me.
Thank you. It's nice that you're here with concern for our police, fire, and public works. Thank you. Okay, village president's report.
Oh, I forgot military personnel too.
Military personnel? Yeah, I'm one of those, so thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I think John Kunkel is too. Served our country in the Army.
Yes.
See? All right, so just a little update. Our Kids at Hope Day was pretty outstanding. I want to thank those who came and worked with us. Chris Rossi does an outstanding job. And Chief, thank you for finding time. She's an amazing young lady and works nicely with us. I don't know if we could pull it off without her. It's evolved that well. The Alive over in Tanglewood celebrated their 1 year of being there, working with teenagers after school. They have a new board over there. They're not too sure if they want to continue, so I'm going to get a little busybody with them and make sure our live system continues. Robin Dubio, who retired, we went to her retirement on Monday. I've known Robin since she hired. Good friend to my wife for the many years they worked together, and then went to the fire department. And it was nice to see that she engaged that like no other, including going to the academy and working with other administrators that support fire. So that was outstanding. I was happy to be part of that retirement. And I've joined with the Rail Coalition yesterday to meet with Metra. So I had to put my mayor's hat on. And then right after that, I had to take my mayor's hat off and put my director of Metra hat on. But the meeting was about an understanding of how we can work together and support one another. I learned that the city of Chicago has 12 locations, crossings, that they monitor blocked crossings by rail. And there's a time limit on how long a crossing can be stopped for fire and EMS purposes. And I'm still drilling down on that. Our new executive director, Jessica, over at Ducon, is checking with, not so much on the police side, where she came from, but on the fire side. So she knows folks over there. We'll get a handle on that. Try to keep this as safe as possible for people's lives that are involved. So with that, you all witnessed the swearing in of our new trustees. I'm extremely proud. Bring this board back together, the experience, the understanding of the budget process, how we pull together to support one another. I love working with consensus, and appreciative to have you return to the board. John, Lisa, Herb, thank you very much. Your flowers are becoming. All right. You probably had enough of me by now. Let's see. Moved by omnibus vote, items on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
We have motion and a second.
And that's items 7A1 through 7A8.
Very good.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Prigi?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
And Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Thank you. 7A9, move to approve at St. Angar Church, request for a waiver in the amount of $262.36 for parade costs associated with services rendered for the special event of April 7th, 2023.
So moved. I'll second that.
We have motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Prigi?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
And Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Thank you. 7A10, move to approve warrant 5/4/2023 in the amount of $1,071,497.20.
So moved. I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Prigi?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
And Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. 7A11, move to approve warrant paid in advance 4/14/2023 to 4/28/2023 in the amount of $1,351,433.53.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion? Hearing none. Christie?
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
And Trustee Prigi?
Yes.
Thank you. 7A12, move to approve March 2023 P cards in the amount of $35,578.57.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion, hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Prigi?
Yes.
And Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Thank you. Juliana, Treasurer's report?
Yes, this is the March Treasurers Report. If you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer it. And Remy, when is the audit when are they expected to come?
The first meeting in August.
The first meeting in August for the audit we're wrapping up that process. Also a reminder that in 2 weeks, we will have the groundbreaking for the new fire station. Work is going to begin out there on Monday. Invitations have been developed. You'll all get them, and we'll send them out via social media, et cetera. So that project will be starting as well. So
I'd like to see
Stay tuned.
invitations go out to the Mavis Division who support us, and our township supervisors. We have 4. Thank you.
Remy, I'd like to ask you, what kind of, if any, feedback have you been getting since the new water service fee went into effect? What?
it doesn't go in until,
It was just effective May 1st, so we're not getting any
So this
phone
this
calls.
next billing will be the first time that it
This
shows?
billing for the
So
month
no
of
one's
May.
called you questioning
Not
what's
yet.
happening or anything yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Very good. All right. Anything else, Juliana?
no, nothing further, thank you.
Okay. Village clerk's report?
Just a great Kids at Hope Day. We were so thankful for everybody that came out. And Market at the Metra is on May 13th, next Saturday. So if you're available, come out and come shopping. That is all, sir.
Are you buying the donuts?
Always.
Okay, good. I want Lisa to show up. Because you only eat a quarter of a donut.
He always eats the rest of my donut.
Oh, sorry, Lisa. Oh, my goodness. Corporation Council report.
No report, thank you.
Thank you. Lisa, report. Trustee Gutierrez, report.
Yes. First of all, thank you, everybody who showed up for our swearing in. I appreciate it, and it was wonderful to see Pastor Heitman here, especially today being a National Day of Prayer, as it's a very personal communal act, as the President writes, composed of our most intimate thoughts and a practice of served by so many across so many diverse nations. So I'd just like to point that out. Also want to let you know that we, at our last historic committee, we were able, committee meeting, we were able to open up the Anna Merrick stained glass. It's, you know, it's quite breathtaking, even though it's so, and Schubert was there, it's so torn up. It kind of breaks your heart. But in the middle, that rose is still intact. And so I was surprised to see that that rose, it's just the outside, the outside of it. And so the historic or hysterical committee, as they like to call themselves, will be looking at fixing it. And we were saving every little bit that was in there, and Public Works did such a good job at making sure that every little bit of glass that was there was kept together, because we want to reuse it and put it back. So that's our next big project, and we're looking forward to it, and I'm just really glad to see this, because I've heard so much about it. And I cannot imagine what it looks like in a window. It's just going to look gorgeous. I did not realize that that had been created by somebody in Hanover Park. So I wish I knew more, a little bit more. But so that's our next big project. We continue to work with our archives. We're looking at information on the rows of the Hanover Park rows as well. If you don't know it, the Poplar Creek Library has done an amazing job at putting together our history. So Hanover Park has a very rich and interesting history. So Poplar Creek Library has it online. And then they're also going to be working at recognizing the parson in the church. So we're looking at a date that they can go and put the plaque out there. As you know, the parson and church here are very old, and we want to recognize these buildings. We don't want them to go anywhere. And then I'm very excited about this. And although we do not have this flyer as nice as the Juneteenth one is here, we will have one shortly. On June 20th, so a day after Juneteenth, okay? On June 20th, the CIDC committee is going to have a resources and refreshment program here at City Hall. It's going to be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we're going to be, normally this event is usually a stakeholders event, and we moved it a bit to say, hey, can we do it so that we're serving the community? So this event is going to showcase our 4 townships, and we're going to have representation from each of the townships to share information with our public on what it is that they do. I don't believe that Hanover Park residents know how much they have in our townships that they can get. And so on June 20th from 6 to 8 p.m., Dennis came up with a great name. It's called Resources and Refreshment. We'll have a flyer out for you soon. There's a QR code, and people have already started signing up for this event because we're limited here by space. 6 to 8 p.m., June 20th, Resources and Refreshment. So if any of our trustees, board members want to be there, and like I said, Barry's been reaching out to our townships already so that we can have a representative from each at that as well. And then finally, Mayor, the Hanover Park was the talk of the Infrastructure and Task Force meeting. So because of your visit to CMAP, CMAP is looking at funding so that all these townships can come together. That was because of your meeting. The meeting that he dragged me to that I didn't want to go to turned out to be excellent. And so they're looking at that. And so now Hoffman Estates is in, Wheeling is in, Palatine is in, Elk Grove is in, Hanover Park started it all, Schaumburg is in, and the townships and Elk Grove are all part of it now. One of the things that they talked about was bicycles. Thinking about bicycles, that's something that we can do here. I'm not sure if the environmental committee wants to take this on or not, but there are agencies, and CMAP can help us get a grant so that we can put bike racks at the Metro, so that we can have them there as well. And then CMAP is working specifically with Hanover Park with us. We've got some questions to answer for them as well on trying to get the bus that goes through the township stops at the Metro.
Yes.
I don't know what the number is, but to get it to go
The
around.
554 bus? the
Right.
base bus?
It won't cross over to Tanglewood area to pick up in Tanglewood, and they could really use that. They could use that connection. Instead, they have to walk over to the Metro to pick that bus up and go back. There's no reason why it can't just loop around. So that's what CMAP is looking at for Hanover Park specifically, and they're doing a study to see how they can help that as well. So that's it. Thank you.
Well, thank you. That was a good report. And are working close with the townships on resolving that. I'm due to have a visit to the next spaceport. It's been a while since I did that. Trustee Porter.
Okay, let's start off with acknowledging, as my colleague has already mentioned, that today is the National Day of Prayer, and we are grateful that our nation honors all faiths of every kind, and we acknowledge and respect everyone's religious convictions on this day of prayer. Secondly, I want to convey the thanks of the Alignment for Collaborative Education, who received the $3,000 donation that we assigned to them. Nancy Coleman mentioned that the check was, I believe, received, and is very grateful for the support, the continued support of Hanover Park. They're doing great work. They serve a large contingent of our students, our U46 students here in the Hanover Park area, and they continue to be a vital resource for our families and for our students. I attended the Kids at Hope Resource Fair this past weekend. It was a wonderful event. The rain kind of slowed down some of our trucks and apparatus that we had out in the parking lot. We didn't, the kids didn't get to visit and climb on the trucks as they usually would. But inside, it was a great event. The vendors were outstanding. The number of vendors and the diversity, the eclectic group of vendors that was there was just really tremendous. Hats off to Trish Rossi and her team. I know, Christy, you had an awful lot to do with that as well. So hats off to all the organizers that put that together. I think it was very well attended. We also picked up 3 applications for our Sister Cities Committee while we were there. Mike and Teresa, who were currently with the Boy Scouts, now that that's going to be kind of defunct, have signed applications to join our Sister Cities Committee. So those will be coming across your desk. And there was another wonderful woman who's from Ghana who actually signed an application and wants to join our committee. So we're thrilled to be picking up 3 new members to our Sister Cities Committee. I want to thank the CIDC for sending over Zach and Val to our last Sister Cities meeting as we collaborate with CIDC to put together the Juneteenth event. We're very grateful for your help and for your assistance, and they're wonderful additions to our efforts. So thank you so much. And we've agreed that we're going to work with CIDC for an event that they're doing for Hispanic Heritage Month later in the year in September. So we're going to join forces and have a collaborative effort to help with that event, since we have such great connections with St. Ansgar and that community. We want to be a part of what they're going to be doing. So we're thrilled to be working. And it's something that I've always thought that we should have more of, is inter-committee cooperation, and not just in our own little silos, but working together. Because our committees are small, you know, and we all struggle sometimes even to make quorums. So when we can come together and join together across those lines, I think that's a great thing for our committees and also for the village to do that. I just want to mention, Trustee Gutierrez mentioned CMAP and bicycle. I'm on the Northwest Mayor's Conference Bicycle Committee, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that we already have a CMAP grant that is either in process or will be coming forward soon where we're going to be doing work with connecting some of our bicycle paths. I know there's something for, I think, Church Road, where we're going to be doing some work and some other things. So, and those communities that you mentioned are also part of that Northwest Mayor and Manager's Bicycle Committee. So there's already work, and I'd love to follow up and see, where you guys are going and see if there's any intersectionality between, the two groups and how we can, make that happen together. Again, thanks everyone for the support during the past election and for honoring me to sit here at this dais with this distinguished panel. And I look forward to serving with honor and distinction for the next 4 years.
No doubt. Thank you. I'm curious, Jonathan, do you have any recollection of the bicycle initiative, where it's at?
So Trustee Porter, I think you're talking about the Invest in Cook grant?
Yes.
That we've got through Cook County Department of Transportation for Church Street from Maple to Walnut. We're going to be replacing sidewalk with a multi-use path, and then on Walnut from Barrington over to, I think it may be Center, at least over to the other side, the west side of the park there. We're going to be adding bike lanes and bike signage there as we're resurfacing it this summer.
Wasn't there also another grant going south in DuPage County?
Yes, we also have STP funding to do a bike path from Greenbrook near Safari Springs, starting and then going up County Farm Road to the metro station. So but that one, I believe, the funding for construction is 2025, I believe, is that one.
So a lot of things, on the cusp of a lot of things. And I was reviewing the Move with the Mayor initiative, and they're looking
But I'm not
at
sure what year that.
bicycling as a component of healthy heart, healthy organs, whatever. Anyway. Sorry, Jonathan, I didn't give you a heads up or
It's okay.
courtesy of pulling you out on that one. Anything else?
That concludes my report.
Thank you. Trustee Kunkel, welcome aboard.
Yes, thank you. The only thing I have, since I just got sworn in a bit ago, I haven't been to any meetings, I haven't been anywhere. But tomorrow I have the ONCC, as well as on the 16th ONCC meeting. Veterans meeting is Saturday on the 6th. And that's as far as I got. It's this afternoon. There's other meetings, but those are the only three that are off the top of my head. That's the end of my report.
Thank you. Trustee Bancole?
Yes, good evening. So the Environmental Committee had quorum, and so we were able to meet a couple weeks ago, and we continue to plan future events that are coming up in the coming months. But our first event of the season is coming up next month, the first weekend of June. I believe it's June 3rd. It will be our annual apiary event. It's always a great event for the kids. Get to see the bees and the beautiful honey that they create, and we always have beekeepers there to provide some education. So come on out if you are able to.
Hope you know Ohio.
Yeah. Last week, I was able to stop by the Arbor Day event at Horizon Elementary and see the tree that was planted by some of the Horizon Elementary School kids. But what I found even more interesting, and it's something that I wasn't aware of, is that Horizon Elementary has a beautiful garden that the 3rd and 4th grade students that attend that elementary have really taken ownership of. They grow so many fruits, vegetables, and they actually grow so many vegetables that they have an excess every year, and every year they donate the fruits and vegetables that they grow to Wayne Township and Hanover Township. So these are 3rd and 4th graders. I mean, they're doing some amazing things, and so they do actually have something set up in which you can donate seeds to them. They have like a seed fundraiser that they've set up, and so I would encourage all my fellow board members to check that out and see how we can support their very effective efforts. Also recently, I was able to attend State Representative Michelle Mussman and Cook County Commissioner Kevin Morrison's event on the opioid crisis in the northwest suburbs. It was an event held at Schaumburg Library. Also, it was a very informative event, learned a lot, but in the short span of time that I was there, I also received Narcan training from a certified trainer. It took not even 10 minutes, and I felt very empowered. The organization that provided that training is called Live for Lolly, and they do all sorts of events throughout the northwest suburbs. So again, would encourage my fellow board members to learn more information just about that organization, but also Narcan training. Along with Trustee Porter, I was able to recently attend the NAACP DuPage County Gala. It was the first gala that they've put on since the pandemic, and it was very well attended. The theme, as is always the theme, is advocating for civil rights and the rights of all residents in DuPage County, and it was such a great event to attend. Last but not least, did want to remind our residents that on May 1st, May 1st was the beginning of the water and sewer fee increase. So you will see that reflected in your next bill, but also thanks to the foresight of this board, we have set up a couple of different means of assistance if you have trouble paying your water bill, and that information is readily available on our website. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Very good. Trustee Prigge.
Yes, I was also at the Kids at Hope, and the weather wasn't very good, but it was still a good turnout despite the weather. It was a little bit chilly and wet, but other than that, everything was good. And the only other thing is, May the 4th be with you.
Fourth be with you.
You just fall.
He's gonna wear his costume.
Yes, I get it. Trustee Hutsani?
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to congratulate Trustee Gutierrez and Trustee Porter for re-election, and Trustee Kunkel for re-election, as well as new election, new elected, so after a break. So we're looking forward to serving the board with you. Trustee Porter is a great speaker, and I always look forward to his speeches, and he included everybody in his speech except the treasurer of the campaign, so you know what? And the driver too, stop it. So, all right, but you had to pick on it, Trustee Porter. But I want to remind everybody, this week is a small business week, so support local small business, shop local, have restaurant, eat in local. And also, we have B2B grant, which is back to business grant. Deadline is May 10th. So just a reminder for the businesses that you work with. We have a manufacturers meetup May 11th. And just a quick reminders. And I'm looking forward for, having, I'm so excited to leaving the seating the way it is. Mayor, thank you. That shows your leadership, that you're a secure leader. You changed the traditions for something that's been requested. So thank you for honoring that. I respect you even more than I did before. Okay? Thank you.
You're welcome.
That concludes my report.
Well, it's nice to have everybody back together, and we have no executive session, and just one last comment. I had my first invitation to the NWHCP event. I couldn't stay very long, I think about an hour, but it was a beautiful evening, a lot of collaborative discussion, and I think Michael was, he said, "What, you've never been invited before?" And I look around and I said, "I didn't see any maps." I told him I might need a couple tables next year, so we'll see what happens. I like a challenge, and but it was a nice event. Scholarships was a great idea. I love that. You know, that's walking the talk, and so I'm there for that. It was nice to surprise my granddaughter this morning for her birthday, and Dave, happy birthday to you. With that, motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Have some cake.
Meeting adjourned 7:42.
You got something?